Hi everyone, and welcome back to Asknikkip. That's me! Oh yeah. Oh man. I'm gonna open up my phone and I'm going to read the question right after I take another little sippy dip of my tea. Alright, it says, "Hey Nikki, recently my boyfriend went to a party and I found out through Snapchat that he had a girl sitting on his lap. I immediately freaked out. I started to shake and cry at the thought of losing him. It felt almost as if I was going to have a panic attack. After confronting him about it, he immediately apologized and told me that it was just for a few minutes and that he didn't think it was a big deal, since they were outside with limited seating. He seemed pretty sincere about it, and after being with him for 6 years, I know that he is one of the good guys. Do you think he simply had a lapse in judgment, or should I be worried? This is the first time that I've caught him doing anything like this. Also, do you think that I could have some signs of anxiety? I only shake and cry when I am faced with the fear of losing him. He is my best friend. Thank you." Girl, that is complicated. I'm just going to start talking and saying things that are like coming to the top of my head. So, first thing is, if you feel like you're an anxious person, you totally could have anxiety. I don't think anxiety, from what I know, is not like an actual necessarily like, it's not like depression where there's like a severe chemical imbalance and they have to give a medication because your brain is just completely out of whack. I mean, anxiety can be like that, I think, because your body will go into like fight or flight mode. But I don't know. I've been told that I have anxiety, and that makes a lot of sense. Once I was told that, I was like, wow, I do tend to be high-strung about a lot of things. Like, I'm a pretty high-strung person. But I think that, like, it doesn't invalidate the things that you feel. Like, just because you're high-strung or maybe you react largely to things, I don't think that it invalidates what you were feeling and why you were feeling that. And, you know, part of me says, yeah, you've been with him for 6 years. If this is the first thing you've ever seen from your boyfriend, and this is where it's going to come down to you being really honest, because just because you like someone or love someone doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you, and that's really hard to swallow. But this is where you're going to have to be honest with yourself, and you're going to have to sit down, I guess, and ask yourself, like, am I lying to myself? Is this really the first thing that I've ever noticed from him? Is this really the first red flag that I've ever seen from him? And if you look at that and you're like, dude, yeah, like that's why I was so upset, because I've never even seen a glimpse of anything like this from him. It was so bizarre. Then yeah, it could have been a lapse of judgment. Like, he could have just had a couple drinks, like, and some girl just like, you know, it's funny because I feel like if I put Dan in that position, like where a girl were on his lap, he would say, oh, I would throw her off of me. Maybe he would if that were the situation. But like, I feel like, knowing Dan, if Dan had had a couple drinks and some girl just like plopped herself on his lap, I don't know if I believe that he would have the balls to be like, get off of me, and push her. I feel like he'd maybe just be like, this is really weird. Are you gonna get off soon? I don't know. He might be really pissed for me saying that on the internet, but he's so chill. Like, so you have to really, like, I'm not in your relationship. I don't know him. I don't know, but you do need to be honest with yourself and honestly, I keep saying the word honest, evaluate the last 6 years and ask yourself if you're being blind to anything. If there's something that you've been making excuses for him, something that like you're just prolonging before it blows up in your face. And you might not be. You might just be really on edge and it freaked you out, and there's nothing you've ever seen like this from him, and when you talk to him, you're like, dude, that makes sense, and I know him, and he's not like this, and then it's okay. But that's all it's going to come down to, is really being honest with yourself and having an honest conversation with him. And, you know, noticing his reaction. If he doesn't try to make you feel stupid or like you're being, that's always a good sign. Is I feel like when a guy tries to make you feel like, or anyone tries to make you feel like you're so stupid, like you don't even know what you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. It's like, whoa, why are you getting so like defensive? Like, I just had a concern here. You could have been nicer. And when people do that, I usually wonder, like, why are you being like that? What do you have to hide? But if someone's like, no, like, that was just a lapse in judgment. I mean, it still doesn't, because I've actually dealt with people who are apologetic, and it's still, like, they'll just keep repeating the same thing. But that's usually a better sign than someone who's like, no, you're crazy. Like, why do you think that? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just blabbering out of my mouth. I'm sorry, though, that you had to deal with that. But yeah, just be honest, talk to him, and take it from there and know that you'll be okay no matter what happens. If something happened and this exploded and you guys ended up breaking up, you will be okay, even if you don't feel like it. And you may just need to talk this out and work through it. This might be something in your relationship that's going to grow you guys stronger together because now you've gone through this hurdle together. So, yeah, talk to him, have some time to reflect. So that's kind of my thought on that. And anyone else who's dealt with like anything similar to that, or if you have any thoughts on that, feel free, as usual, to put something in the comment section and let us know what you've gone through or what you think and all of that. Because, as I always say, I am not an expert at anything. So this is just me and my thoughts and opinions. All right. So the Twitter question says, what are you and Dan putting on your wish lists for each other? Okay, we don't really get each other gifts. I don't know if that's bad, but I feel like if we just want something throughout the year, we just buy it or we save for it. So we're not really getting each other gifts. We used to give each other gifts when we were dating, but since we got married, I don't even think we've gotten each other like any gifts. I don't know if that sounds really sad or bad, but that's kind of what we do. Maybe we will one day. Maybe if we end up being filthy rich one day, guys, we'll like surprise each other with really cool things like cars or like diamond rings or something like that. I don't know. But right now when we want something, we just go like, hey, I want to get this. Let's get this. And we just either get it or save for it or whatever. So, yeah. Now, if you want to send me a question via email, you can email it to me at asknikkip@gmail.com. Or if you want to tweet me questions, advice questions, or personal questions, you can just send them to me using the hashtag Asknikkip on Twitter, and that's how we find them and we pull them onto these videos. Very exciting times. So that's it, guys. I will see you all very soon. I hope you're having a good day. And yeah, I love you. I love you. Ooh, I love you. Ew, creepy. Okay, bye.